Hey everybody, it's Jason from EMS Training, and I just wanted to take a couple seconds to talk to you about our new Stryker XPS stretchers and the new power load system. The videos that you're about to watch from Stryker go through a basic in-service tutorial on how to use the stretcher and some troubleshooting. So make sure to pay extra attention to the troubleshooting, as these are some of the more frequent issues that we experience with the power load system. I have a brief presentation for you before we get into that regarding some identification of how to know which stretcher will work with all of our mounts, as well as some interoperability. When it comes to identifying which stretcher can be used in the power load system, it is simplest to check the wheels that normally lock into the horns of our traditional style stretcher mount. If you notice that there are two silver protruding pins, you know that that stretcher can be used with a power load system. As far as interoperability goes, any stretcher can go in any unit inside the county, with the exception of using the bariatric winch system with the bariatric stretchers. The power load unit can still have the bariatric stretcher inside of it. You just won't be able to use the winch and the ramps. We have a brief clip of a crew from Medic 5 showing us a typical use of the Stryker power load system on a medical call. To close the doors on the medic unit, simply lift on the arms of the power load by the red handle. Once it has been lifted, you can slide it back into the unit just enough to close the doors. In order to load the stretcher, simply lift up on the handle again, remove the power load system from the unit, and you can load the stretcher. One of the more common issues that we're going to run into is when we're unloading the XPS stretcher from the power load on a slope, or if the unit has not been dumped yet. If the power load system does not feel that all the weight has been taken by the four wheels of the stretcher, it will not lower and allow you to remove the stretcher from the unit. You can either use the manual override to remove the stretcher from the power load system, or if the unit hasn't been dumped, please be sure to retract the legs prior to dumping the unit so that way you do not damage the stretcher. And then can you shut the doors this time? To use a non-XPS stretcher with the power load system, first we will have to identify whether or not this particular transport unit can safely use a non-XPS stretcher. We must verify that the mounting bracket for the traditional clamp mount exists at the rear of the ambulance. Next, we are going to take the power load system and move it towards the front of the ambulance. This allows it to act like our more traditional antler securing system. After we have pushed the power load system to the front of the ambulance, we are going to install our clamp bracket that holds on to the foot end of the stretcher. Please note that it may be necessary to use this functionality in the event of a multi or mass casualty incident. While we are unable to answer all your questions in this video, one of the more common ones that we were asked was about using the PD mate with the new XPS stretcher. You are able to use the PD mate. All you have to do is lower the wings to about a 45-degree angle and insert the buckles through the opening that is inside of that XPS wing. Make sure that you secure the buckles around the frame of the stretcher, and make sure to slide the back of the PD mate down a little bit on the backrest of the stretcher. I thank you all for watching, and a special thank you to the crews from Ambulance 79 and Medic 5 for helping us put together this training. If you have any questions, please reach out to any of us at EMS Training and we will do our best to answer them. This training and these videos will be left on Target Solutions for you to review at any time. Simply go to Self-Assign and then search the Stryker Stretcher Training.